You and your wife, my sister-in-law, for years, have been on me about energy, my energy in particular.
Okay.
What I put out there, what's going to come back to me, the people I attract in my life, so many different things.
Right.
And then, definitely putting out in the universe things that I want in my life.
The law of attraction.
Right. Do you ever feel that I disrespect or dismiss that ideology?
Well, I think that you're definitely being more open to it, now. When it was first brought up and it was first, given to you, it was a total 100% rejection. I remember specifically. You just know 100% rejection.
You're sure it was not even a 90%. It was 100.
You was
all
like,
day.
no, that won't work for me. No, that won't work for me. And no, I'm not going to think like that. And no,
I don't know if I was that absolute.
Yes, but I think at that time you just wasn't ready for, because even with the law of attraction, even with good vibes, and even with the vibrations that, you put out there, you've got to choose that. And I think that's the most difficult thing for people to realize. Not every time, just like we were talking about de-escalation. Mm-hmm. You don't want to de-escalate every time.
Right.
And that's with your own, so if me and you we're in the parking lot, or if we're at the pool hall and somebody wants to talk stuff, one of us might want to talk stuff back. And that's just natural. It's not, what I'm saying? It's not anything that's extra or it's, less than. It's natural. And I think that, just having a level mind on most things and the majority of things, you're not going to probably get 100% of them. But, I think the more victories that you have, it definitely guarantee, you to be able to change that tide a little more and more. So now I do see you being more receptive to, just understanding that vibrations are, or at least that energy that you put out there, I think you're just more open to it now than you were.
The reason I disagree with 100% is just because I don't feel I was dismissive as far as it being for you a good thing. I just didn't feel like that type of just hoping the universe helps me. I don't think that was ever really something I felt for me.
Right.
So even though it wasn't for me, I still feel like I didn't dismiss it in your life. Like, I didn't say, that's some bull crap. Miss me with that. It don't work. Y'all's lives ain't good. I didn't argue it. I just didn't feel like it was something in my life that, and the reason I realize now, the reason was because there were so many negatives coming my way at the time. No matter how good I did, something negative would derail me in my mental, in my head. And I felt like, just putting it out in the universe, just hoping things work. I'm out here being positive, but negativity's coming back to me. I mean, one of the biggest points was at the height of my cannabis activism, pretty much at almost the end of my cannabis activism, I was getting ready to publish my own local magazine. And everything was great. My mom is fully supporting me. She's the one who's going to be doing all the printing, all the work to make the magazine happen. And the week of the launch, the week ends with her death.
Yeah, right.
To me, I was putting this magazine out to help medical patients, people fighting cancer, all kinds of positive things that I felt like my payback ended up being my mom's gone. So I was just angry at the universe, really thinking the universe ain't gonna have my back. It's just, it don't care about me. That's just what it was. So I never felt like, because I feel like there have been people who are very dismissive when it comes to religions. I don't feel like I'm dismissive. I'm not a religious person, but I don't feel like I'm dismissive of your religious feelings. When you were in the church, I was not on you about not being in the church.
Right. Well, I think that in the scope of, the whole ideology or the whole understanding of, the law of attraction is like the reflection you see in the mirror is your own unless somebody's standing next to you. Right. So there's no way that nobody's going to say, and it's the same thing that they do, like you brought up religion, same thing that they do with religion. They look at the Bible and they point it at you and they say, this is what your sword says, but your religion is for you. So when I'm speaking of, you dismissing the ideology, of course, it was to yourself. It wasn't, in how it relates to our life or how anybody else gets along with this type of understanding.
So I did not disrespect the ideology you guys were kicking. I just didn't embrace it for me.
No. You've never been disrespectful. Even when I was, religious nut or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You was never, disrespectful. And you would always listen to,
Thank you.
Yeah, you would always listen.
That's what I feel is more important to me, is that even if I don't embrace something that you feel, I want to still be your brother that I'm going to talk to my little brother. It's good. It's going to be good. He's not going to judge me. He's not going to dismiss me. He's not going to step on what I believe in. It just may not be for him.
Well, it's funny because I think what we were talking about a few weeks ago about the root of Exodus and, where we come and, the mass departure, from the people, who's, doing whatever that they're doing. But I think from that came, when I was religious, and I remember one of the big things that I kept coming to you and saying, man, we got this feeding the homeless thing, man. And I love that, feeding the homeless, bro. We be feeding the homeless, man. And we be up in the highways and the byways. It's going down, man. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I remember you saying, let's feed the homeless ourselves. And we actually start feeding the homeless ourselves.
Felt good.
So, it was a break off from, what I had saw with the church, and we actually took it a step or two, past what, and we actually joined up with other churches and everything to bring bring mad resources. We did bring mad resources to the people that needed them, transportation, food, clothing, and resources that they needed to survive out there being homeless. So, there was definitely some good things that have came from that. And I don't never say that you would have been disrespectful in that.
And I can say, I believe within that time, I feel that I was more accepting of what we were putting out in the universe.
Right.
Was coming back energy wise to us because we were
on fire. Yeah, we was on fire, man.
Yes, we were doing it. And so I just felt
we was giving people shelter and everything, man.
You gave people shelter.
Well,
you moved homeless people in. If some of us got it, all of us got it.